are the Rock of Chicagoland.
Adult supervision is required.
103.9 The Fox.
Green Strike, Silent Lucidity. Rock Chicagoland, 103.9 The Fox. This is Bob Zak. Good morning and welcome to a bitter cold Saturday. Wowee. You'll get a wake-up call the moment you walk out that door today. But, hey, if you think this is bad, just wait. We got the whole kit and caboodle headed our way. We have some heavy snow expected and then perhaps record cold temps moving in next week. We'll have details on the forecast coming up in just a little bit. Stick around for that exciting news. And lots of good stuff. Yeah, rock headlines. We'll check out some new movies. Look at today in rock history. And despite the weather, there's still a lot of events going on around the Chicagoland area. And we'll roll through some of those. And you can check in as well. Let us all know where you're heading, what you're up to today. And, of course, the reason we're all here, music. Got a ton of it coming your way this hour. We're working some Motley Crue, Kiss, AC/DC, Joan Jett, Rush, REM. And let's get things going with a band that, like a lot of other major rock and roll bands, doing a residency in Vegas at the MGM later on this year. It's Aerosmith to kick off our Saturday right here on the Rock Chicagoland, 103.9 The Fox. Rock Chicagoland, 103.9 The Fox. This is Bob Zak. Well, if you're stuck indoors this weekend, you might want to take some time, update your resume, because Oscar Mayer looking for a new driver of the Wienermobile and taking applications this week. Yeah, you can get to drive all over the Midwest. Qualifications, you got to have a degree in public relations. Funny they don't mention driver's license. So, if you have mustered up the courage to apply, and it could be a job you'd relish, huh? Driver of the Wienermobile. Well, they're not touring anymore these days. Pretty much retired as a band, mostly because of Neil Peart's severe tendinitis in his hands, which has sidelined him and the band. That is Rush and Free Will. Rock Chicagoland, 103.9 The Fox. This is Bob. Yeah, it's cold out there. Temperatures pretty much 15 to 22 below over most of the Chicagoland area. I'll have the full forecast coming up in just a moment. If you are hibernating, there's some sports going on. The Chicago Blackhawks can take on the Wild later tonight, 7:30. And the Bulls hosting the Cavaliers Sunday, 2:30. And, of course, no football this weekend. Super Bowl a week from tomorrow. Give you a reason to want to stay indoors, right? To start stocking up on those munchies, which you're going to want to start doing right now because our weather is really going to take a nosedive in the next 24 hours. Rest of today, although the skies have some sunshine, the clouds are starting to roll in. We'll see some snow flurries later today, high of only 11. As I said, temps right now 15 to 22 below. Wind chill's very low. Tonight, some flurries. Temperature will hover around 3. And then Sunday, we start the adventure trip in the weather department. We'll start out with sun. It'll climb up to 13. And then Sunday afternoon, things really start to deteriorate. Winter storm watch in effect Sunday night. 6 to 10 inches of snow, depending on where you're at. Very hazardous travel conditions. And that continues into Monday, so Monday morning's commute will be an absolute nightmare. Temps start to climb to near 30, and then by Tuesday, this is when things get really interesting as temperatures dive to near 20 below with wind chills in excess of 50 below zero. Yeah, you heard right. This could be we could be nearing all-time record wind chills. So if you got anything to do, I think today would probably be the day to get it done. Because after tonight, all bets are off. So, yeah, it's going to be one of those roller coaster rides over the next 72 hours. Stay warm. Make sure you got that salt and get those snow blowers ready to go. You're going to need all that stuff. Make sure that furnace is ready. So, tough times on the horizon. But, hey, we're here. And we got tons of music coming your way. I'm going to work some Motley Crue in there, Kiss, Chili Peppers, Joan Jett, AC/DC, and some other surprises up our sleeves. So keep it right here on the Rock Chicagoland 103.9 The Fox. AC/DC and a whole lot of Rosie. Oh, yeah. Rock Chicagoland 103.9 The Fox. Well, despite the cold weather, folks are still going to make the most of their day. Bill and Terry going to do cross-country skiing in Wisconsin. You are brave souls, my friends. Karen and Diane heading out to the Big Seeds event at Chicago Botanic Garden. And Ryan heading to the Chicago Fishing Travel Expo in Schaumburg. Enjoy your day's activities and keep it here on the Fox. Getting ready for their farewell tour. That is Kiss. Rock and roll all night. Yeah. Rock of Chicagoland 103.9 The Fox. It won't be long. The big game. We'd like to make you a winner. Super Fox Sunday. How'd you like a big screen TV and a ton of food for your big game party? Details at rockthefox.com where you can register to win. We'll have all the info in just minutes right here on The Fox. Well, they may not have always gotten along, but David Lee Roth's love of the pop dance sound and Eddie Van Halen's rockin' sounds and heavy guitar certainly made for a great combination, and their success. Van Halen there. Jamie's Crying. Rock Chicagoland 103.9 The Fox. Bob Zak, good morning. Welcome to another wacky weather weekend getting underway. A little of this, a little of that. Snow flurries later today. Temps will get to about 11. Mostly about 15 to 22 below right now over most of the Chicagoland area. It'll start to warm up, but then tomorrow night we get blasted with a winter storm watch, 6 to 10 inches of snow, heavy snow, through Monday morning, making travel very difficult. And then by Tuesday, the snow moves out, but wicked temperatures down to 20 below, wind chill 50 below on Tuesday. So, one of those spells where you just want to hop on the plane and head off to the Caribbean and a nice white sand beach, right? Doesn't that sound good right about now? Well, we can't do that for you at this moment, but we can provide some alternatives if you're hunkering down. Tomorrow night, Sunday night, it's live in concert. Legendary band, legendary venue, Queen. We're going to hear their show from 1982 in England, and we'll hear a set of music where they play all their big hits. So tune in for that Sunday night at 9. Also, we'll have some sets of live music from Fleetwood Mac, Elton John, and Heart. So it's a good one on Sunday night. Some great, great artists performing, kicking it all off with Queen and their 1982 show in England. That's live in concert Sunday night, 9 to 11, right here on the Fox. We will hear from Queen coming up after the break. And also, next hour, rock headlines. Stay tuned for all that right here on the Rock Chicagoland 103.9 The Fox. Well, one of the more unusual shows this year will feature Styx and Larry the Cable Guy. Going on tour later this year. Interesting combination. Apparently the band, big fan of comedian Larry the Cable Guy. So you'll have an opportunity to see that. Several venues around the Midwest later on in the spring. Too much time there from Styx. Rock Chicagoland 103.9 The Fox. This is Bob Zak. Welcome to another wicked weather weekend. Yes. Becoming kind of repetitive, isn't it? We got the whole 9 yards coming at us again. Snow flurries and heavy snow on Sunday. Wicked wind chills on Tuesday. And a little of this, a little of that. Hey, it's okay. Just hang out with us. Stay indoors. We'll do the heavy lifting with a lot of great music and some fun stuff as well. Rock headlines coming up in just a bit. We'll update the forecast for you, which does include a winter storm watch for later on in the weekend. Also, check out some new movies if you're into hibernating in a movie theater. And the reason we're here, lots of great music. Brian Adams, Steve Miller, Petty, Zeppelin, Crows, and I'm going to hear from Yes to get the hour going. John Anderson doing some solo dates this year, as well as touring with a couple of his bandmates from Yes. So a lot going on with them. We'll hear from Yes right now. It's Owner of a Lonely Heart, the Rock of Chicagoland, 103.9 The Fox. Rock Chicagoland, 103.9 The Fox. Or if you're a Led Zeppelin fan, Fender Guitar honoring Zeppelin guitarist Jimmy Page. Fender putting out a brand new limited edition Jimmy Page Telecaster guitar. Yeah. It'll be available in March for $25,000. And of course, you'll be able to play just like Jimmy, right? Zeppelin and rock and roll. Love it. Yeah, Rock Chicagoland, 103.9 The Fox. This is Bob. We'll check the weather for you in just a moment. But first, let's take a look at some rock headlines on this Saturday. Brand new list has come out of the 100 greatest tours of all time. A list put together by Vivid Seats and Consequence of Sound, asking folks best tour of all time. And who finished first? The Beatles, 1965 tour of the United States. That was kind of a legendary tour. Wasn't a long one, but it was the year that they played Shea Stadium in New York. At that time, the largest venue ever. I think 55,000 people in Shea Stadium to hear the Beatles. Also the year the Beatles played a couple shows at the Hollywood Bowl and made their way to Chicago and Comiskey Park for two shows on one day, August 20th of 1965. Maybe you were at that show or one of the shows in that 65 tour. So if you want to check out the full list, you can go to our Facebook page, the Fox Facebook page, and I've posted the link where you can find out. Maybe you were at some of these concerts, greatest tours of all time. Elsewhere in the world of rock, The Who and their Magic Bus can be seen driving the streets of Chicago. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's sort of psychedelic and based, of course, on the Who song Magic Bus. It's being used to promote the tour this year, which will bring them to Tinley Park later on. The double-decker tour bus, Magic Bus, also in New York and L.A., as well as Chicago. If you're a fan of Billy Idol, he's got his own Funko Pop figurine now. You can get that online for $10.99. Green Day selling some of their musical gear, more than 100 pieces. You can go to reverb.com if you want to buy a Green Day guitar or amp. And other news, brand new documentary coming out on Jimi Hendrix called Electric Church. This kind of documents his concert in 1970 on July 4th that took place at the Atlanta International Pop Fest, considered to be one of his great performances. That's going to be actually hitting the big screen later this week, next week actually, January 31st. Jimi Hendrix Electric Church. You can Google that to get a theater near you. Mott the Hoople touring the U.S. for the first time in 45 years. 3 original members, core members anyway, will be there. Ian Hunter, Ariel Bender, and Morgan Fisher. And they will be coming to Chicago Theater April 3rd. Bohemian Rhapsody, the Queen biopic, nominated for 5 Academy Awards. Best Picture, Sound Editing, Sound Mixing, Film Editing. And Rami Malek, Best Actor for his portrayal of Freddie Mercury. And those are our rock headlines for this Saturday. All the rock headlines, again, are posted on our Facebook page. Weather-wise, snow flurries developing today, high of 11. Right now, it's anywhere from 10 to 15 below zero over most of the Chicagoland area. Tomorrow, things start to get a little wicked with a winter storm watch in effect for Sunday night. 6 to 10 inches of snow by Monday midday, making hazardous travel conditions. And then the temperatures drop Tuesday to 15 to 20 below with record wind chills anywhere from 50 to 60 below zero. So, got some stuff to look forward to there. Oh, boy. Anyway, we'll heat things up on our end with Brian Adams, Steve Miller, the Almonds, and Night Ranger, all next on the Fox. You are motoring, Sister Christian. That is Night Ranger on the Rock Chicagoland 1039 The Fox. This is Bob Zak. I'll tell you, Steve Miller has the right idea. He's going to be touring in March, a brief tour, but only where it's warm. Florida and the Southeast. I can't blame him for that. Huh? Here's Steve. Rock Chicagoland 1039 The Fox. Bob rolling on your Saturday morning here on The Fox with some great music and some Southern rock, some great guitar work. Here's the Allman Brothers Band. Bob Seger on his final tour, pretty much playing the same set list every night, and folks really loving it. That's Turn the Page, wrap up the set. Rock Chicagoland 1039 The Fox. This is Bob Zak. Well, yeah, with the yucko weather we have, everybody trying to find something indoors to do. And there's no lack of movies. Of course, you can rent movies, but if you're going to venture out to the big screen, the number one movie this week is Glass. The Upside and Aquaman, still, after about 2 months, still one of the most popular movies in the country. There are some new ones out. The fantasy flick called The Kid Who Would Be King. And the Matthew McConaughey and Anne Hathaway thriller, Serenity, is also now in theaters, so check those out. We welcome your reviews anytime. You can email me, bob@rockthefox.com, with your thumbs up or thumbs down. You can be Siskel and Ebert for a day. How does that sound? All right, weather-wise, the news not so great. We do have some snow flurries expected later today. It'll get a little bit warmer to about 10 or 11 degrees. Still below zero in much of the Chicagoland area. And then tomorrow, well, things are going to deteriorate rapidly. We'll start off with a little sun, and the clouds roll in. Winter storm watch for tomorrow night through Monday with 6 to 10 inches of snow, making travel very difficult for the Monday morning commute. So look forward to that. And then once the snow moves out of here, Tuesday we get part 2, which is going to be dangerous wind chill. Temps dropping to well below zero. Wind chills could be at record levels, 50 to 60 below zero. Ugh. So now's the time to get whatever you need done. Today would be the day to do it with the snow coming and then the record cold coming. So you can get all that out of the way, start stocking up and getting those movie rentals in order. And, just prepare for it because it's going to be nasty for a couple days. And then things should get back to normal by hopefully the end of next week, whatever normal is in the Chicago area, right? Yeah. All right, hold tight. We got the Beatles coming your way next in the Rock of Chicagoland 1039 The Fox. Def Leppard going in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame this year, and deservedly so. That's Love Bites. Rock Chicagoland 1039 The Fox. This is Bob. Wintry weekend ahead of us, and today's the day to get your to-do list done, grocery shopping, and stocking up for what looks to be another big snowstorm on Sunday night into Monday, and wicked temperatures on Tuesday. So, typical for this time of year. What was the Farmer's Almanac said? It was supposed to be warmer than normal this year with a lot less snow. Darn, those farmers didn't get it right. Anyway, whatever you're up to, and looks like a lot of you still heading out, trying to enjoy your weekend. Heard from Diane, who's in the car with her kids. They're going to see Mickey Mouse at Disney on Ice at the Allstate Arena. That's going on all day today. And Bill and his wife, Terry, going to the Escape Room at Gurney Mills. So a lot of indoor activities, and we'll run down some other stuff. Thanks to those folks for checking in. Hope you enjoy your Saturday and your weekend. We got a great lineup of music coming your way. Van Halen, Steely Dan, Boston, a band that's become very, very hot again, Alice in Chains. We'll hear from them, and let's get the hour going with 38 Special on the Rock of Chicagoland, 1039 The Fox. Oh, yeah, what a great song for a cold winter day like today. Alice in Chains Heaven Beside You. Yeah, Rock Chicagoland 103.9. The Fox won't be long till the big game on TV. And what better way than to have a party at your house with a new big screen and a ton of food? Super Fox Sunday gives you that big screen and that ton of food. We'll have details on how you can register for a chance to win coming up in minutes right here on the Fox.
I don't know where I'm going. Here I go again on my own.
Well, if you're a fan of Whitesnake, going to be celebrating the 35th anniversary of their album Slide It In. Reissued that album in a special deluxe package later this year. And alternative mixes, music videos, unreleased live studio cuts. So quite the deal to celebrate that record. Here I go again from Whitesnake, closing out the set. Rock Chicagoland, 103.9 The Fox. This is Bob. Check the forecast for you in just a moment. Also details on Super Fox Sunday. That's just moments away. Stick around for that. News out of Beijing, China. You've heard of these escape rooms, right? I've done it a couple times. They lock you in a room, and you got to find the clues and try to figure your way out. You get an hour to do it. Very, very popular here in the U.S. Well, they have something similar in China, but it's a little bit different, called a smash room. Now, apparently, this is a big deal over there. If you're frustrated, angry, need to stress relief, they lock you in a room with a baseball bat. You can actually bring a hammer and anything you want into that room. And for 1 hour, you get to smash all kinds of stuff. Old TVs, bottles. You can even bring your own stuff. One lady even, who was recently divorced, one lady brought in her wedding photos and smashed the hell out of those. Apparently, it's a big deal. 600 visitors per month at one of the average smash rooms. So there you go. I'm sure we'll see it here in the U.S. In fact, here in our Fox Studios building, we have something very, very similar where people go in and just trash the room. However, we call it a bathroom. Weather-wise, yeah. Snow flurries developing later today, high of 11. Flurries tonight down to 3. Tomorrow, things start to deteriorate. Winter storm watch probably will become a winter storm warning by tomorrow night. 6 to 10 inches of snow Sunday night into Monday, and could be falling at a very heavy rate per hour. So Monday morning's commute will be awful. Then by the time Tuesday rolls, the snow rolls out of the area, but we're going to have very cold temps, well below zero, and record-setting wind chills, 50 to 60 below zero. You heard right. So prepare for that, and just stay near your radio because your speakers will be warm, guaranteed. A lot of great rock coming your way. Aerosmith, Cracker, Van Halen, Steely Dan, all next on the Fox. Yeah, what a great song. Steely Dan, reeling in the years. Rock Chicagoland, 103.9 The Fox. This is Bob Zak. Well, David Lee Roth says Van Halen will tour later this year. Maybe some big stadiums. Other band members not commenting, except former band member Michael Anthony says he hasn't talked to anybody in over 10 years. So, rumor, who knows? Cross our fingers that one of these days we'll hear new music and maybe get a tour from these guys. It's Van Halen on the Fox. Rock Chicagoland, 103.9 The Fox. Well, hope you're surviving the cold temps. Some folks still trekking outdoors to do some fun stuff. Diane and Sue heading off to the Chicago Botanic Garden. It's going to be indoors. They're having their Big Seeds event. It's called Being an Eternal Optimist, thinking about planting seeds in the spring right now. And John and his boys, Frankie and Tony, heading to the Chicago Fishing and Travel Expo at the Schaumburg Convention Center. So some fun stuff going on. If you're hibernating, just crank up your radio. We'll do the heavy lifting with great music on the Fox. Well, one of the most talked about artists last year, that, of course, the boss, Springsteen, including his huge and Tony Award-winning Broadway one-man show. Taking the year off, he says, to just kind of chill out a little bit, deservedly so. Another big artist that was talked about last year, probably the biggest rock band of the year in terms of getting publicity. Queen, with the biopic Bohemian Rhapsody, the number one rock documentary of all time, now nominated for 5 Academy Awards. Queen is going to be performing live in concerts Sunday night at 9. We're going to go back in time to their legendary show. 1982 was done in England, and you're going to hear a great set of music that features all their hits from that 82 performance. That'll be Sunday night at 9. Also on the bill, you're going to hear some live sets from Fleetwood Mac, Elton John, and Heart. So, if you're going to be shut in on Sunday night, this is where you want to be. 2 hours live in concert. It's Queen, featured from 1982. Look for that and much more. Flurries rest of the day today. Temperature right now around 0. Most of the Chicagoland area climbing up to 10. Winter storm watch tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow night, and Monday. 6 to 10 inches of snow, hazardous travel, and life-threatening wind chills on Tuesday. Below 0 temps, wind chills 50 to 60 below on Tuesday. So if you got stuff to do, today would be the day to get that out of the way so you're stocked up in the fridge for the next 72 hours or so as things turn south very, very quickly in the weather department. We mentioned Queen. We're going to hear from Queen next to kick off another great set of rock right here on the Rock Chicagoland 103.9 The Fox. Yeah, if you're going to moving in stereo, that's the way to go. So say the Cars on the Rock of Chicagoland 103.9 The Fox. Bob Zak, and if you're a Cars fan, a recent book by author Joe Milliken talking about Benjamin Orr and the Cars. The book's called Let's Go. And now in bookstores, kind of a great biography of the real talented individual Benjamin Orr was and what a contribution he made to that band, as did other band members. So a good read, something to check out indoors on this chilly weekend, right? Yeah. Weather-wise, things are going to go downhill starting tomorrow with heavy snow expected and then bone-chilling temps early in the week. We'll have details on the forecast coming up. Also, take a look at Today in Rock History, an interesting one. And still, despite the weather, lots of stuff happening around the Chicagoland area, indoors, most of it, obviously. We'll get to some of that as well. And, of course, the music with Eddie Money, Bob Seger, the Stones are here, Def Leppard. And let's kick it off with the Romantics and the Rock of Chicagoland, 103.9 The Fox. Hey. Well, he's a-getting it, she's a-getting it, you're a-getting it, and, of course, I'm-a-getting it. Something like that. Def Leppard, soon to be Rock and Roll Hall of Famers. Won't be long now. Rock Chicagoland, 103.9 The Fox. This is Bob Zak on your wicked weather weekend. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. Snow and deep freeze cold all heading our way. We are expecting an updated forecast later this hour. We'll pass that along to you. Thought we'd pause for a quick look at Today in Rock History. Back in 1974, Beatle Ringo Starr, number one song with You're 16, was a cover version of a Johnny Burnett tune that came out in 1960. Of course, Ringo nailed it with little help from his Beatle buddies who appeared on the Ringo record that year. Back in 1980, Prince, who was only 21 years old, appeared on American Bandstand, did what was the number one song, I Want to Be Your Lover. It was just about a year earlier that record executives said that he just wasn't ready yet for the big time. They proved them wrong. 1997, James Brown, ZZ Top, Blues Brothers, they performed at the halftime show of the Super Bowl. That was at the Superdome in New Orleans. And this year we got Maroon 5, so that's how far we've come. Back in 2003, Billy Joel hospitalized. He smashed his Mercedes-Benz into a tree, lost control of the car in the Hamptons in New York. Billy has not done well with vehicles on the roadways. Attributes that to a bit of a drinking problem he's had through the years. Since then, he has overcome and now successfully doing stadium tours and long stand at Madison Square Garden. So that's Today in Rock History. Let's make some history of our own with the Stones, Seger, Eddie Money, and more. Next on the Rock of Chicagoland, 103.9 The Fox. Great Whites, once bitten, twice shy. Rock Chicagoland, 103.9 The Fox. This is Bob Zak. Well, one of the most anticipated tours of this year is the Rolling Stones. They're going to be in Chicago in June for a couple big shows at Soldier Field. Hopefully you got your tickets. If not, you can go to secondary markets. They're only about $1,200 a piece. Get out your credit card. Well, I don't mind working for the weekend, but, we got to do a better job with the weather on these weekends, huh? What happened to the sun? Rock Chicagoland, 103.9 The Fox. Well, Eddie Money's got it right. 2 tickets to Paradise sounds good right about now, huh? Sitting on a white sand beach, drinking alcohol out of a hollowed-out coconut shell filled with all kinds of alcohol deliciousness. Bob Seger on tour, performing that one, of course, at every show. Rock and roll never forgets, like a big old elephant. Rock Chicagoland, 103.9 The Fox. This is Bob Zak. Let's see, the Texas Institute has come out with a study of the worst roads for traffic in the U.S. And, of course, Chicago comes in the top 20 with some of the worst roads. The Kennedy Expressway, Dan Ryan, Jane Addams. And Chicago, round-trip commutes, one of the longest in the country, 69 minutes. Naperville also, 67 minutes. As if it weren't bad enough on a sunny day, you add snow to the mixture, and you're talking about living in your car on the expressway, right? Oh, dear. Rock Chicagoland, 103.9 The Fox, Rod Stewart, Ronnie Wood, Faces. Stay with me. The Fox. Oh, yeah. From his Rockin' Rod era, Rod Stewart, Faces. Stay with me. That was when I really loved Rod Stewart. Rock Chicagoland, 103.9 The Fox. This is Bob. It is a wicked weather weekend for sure. We'll have the forecast in just a second. You hear about that new ice castle thing they got going on in Lake Geneva? Yeah, it's apparently opened up last week. I was looking online. It's actually really, really cool. What they've done is they've essentially built this gigantic castle of ice using hundreds of thousands of icicles that are put together by pro artists. And they lit it up with LED lights. And it's got tunnels and slides, fountains, and entertainment going on in Lake Geneva. A couple folks have called and mentioned it to me. And although it's really, really cold outside, apparently a lot of folks making the trek up there to check it out. It's only in one of several cities around the U.S., so the closest you can actually get to see it is in Lake Geneva. So if you're brave enough to be outside, check it out and let us know what you think on that. Weather-wise, yeah, some snow flurries may cause for a little bit of slick roads later this afternoon. And then tomorrow, all bets are off. Today we'll hit a high of around 10 degrees. Tomorrow, it's going to start to warm up a little bit. Sun gives way to clouds, which gives way to a winter storm watch tomorrow night. And that'll bring anywhere from 6 to 10 inches of snow, depending upon where you're at in the Chicagoland area. Hazardous travel expected for Monday morning's commute. And then by Tuesday, the temps drop to well below zero with wind chills expected to be near 50 below zero in some areas. So if you got some stuff to do today and probably early tomorrow would be the time to get that done, because you may be stuck indoors for a couple days after that. So be careful out there. And, of course, keep it right here. Always something fun going on. We'll have another great set of music. And, of course, it won't be long to the big game. And we're going to give you a chance to win some goodies to watch the big game on a big screen TV with some great food. It's all part of Super Fox Sunday. Pearl Jam, Dissidents. Rock Chicagoland, 103.9 The Fox. So if you're going to brave the cold to check out a movie, number one movie is Glass. It's the thriller with Bruce Willis and Samuel L. Jackson, getting good reviews. Couple new ones out tonight. The fantasy flick, The Kid Who Would Be King. And Matthew McConaughey and Anne Hathaway in the thriller Serenity. Check those out. And, of course, we welcome your reviews anytime at bob@rockthefox.com. Rock Chicagoland, 103.9 The Fox, AC/DC. Yeah, what a great band. But I got to tell you, as much as I love that band, every time I hear Brian Johnson sing, I have an urge to need to go get a throat lozenge for some reason. Bob with you, surviving the weather and getting ready for the big game a week from tomorrow. Something to look forward to. And we're really going to make it something to look forward to because it's going to be Super Fox Sunday. What if we brought the food and a new TV right to your doorstep so you and your friends can enjoy the big game? A huge spread of delicious food from Buffalo Wild Wings. And how about a brand new, huge, flat screen TV just in time for your big party on Super Sunday? Well, we can make that a reality, but you got to register for your chance to win. Head on over right now to rockthefox.com, rockthefox.com, register to win. It'll only take about 15 seconds to do that. And then be listening for more details on how you might be that winner. Get ready to invite all your friends over for that food and watch that big TV and enjoy the game, right? It's Super Fox Sunday in style with Buffalo Wild Wings and 103.9 The Fox. Have you picked who you think's going to win? Yeah, it's easy for me. Anybody but New England, right? Not a Tom Brady fan. No way. All right, flurries later on will make slick roads. High of about 10 today. Tomorrow, winter storm watch in effect tomorrow night. 6 to 10 inches of snow. Hazardous travel for the Monday morning commute. And possibly record cold wind chills on Tuesday. 21 below with wind chills of 50 to 60 below zero on Tuesday. Happy winter, everybody. Stick around. Another great set of music. The Who, Metallica, Steve Miller next on the Fox. Fly Like an Eagle, Steve Miller Band. Yeah, Steve's got it right. He's touring in March, a brief tour, but says he's only going to go where it's warm. Going to tour Florida and some of the southeast U.S. states. Yeah, so wonder if he needs a roadie. I'd volunteer right about now, huh? Rock of Chicagoland, 103.9 The Fox with the Georgia Satellites. Metallica and Hero of the Day. Rock Chicagoland, 103.9 The Fox. Well, maybe you've seen it already, The Who's Magic Bus. It's on the streets of Chicago. Yeah, it's just kind of a psychedelic bus based on the song. It's being used to promote their tour this year. It's a double-decker bus. There's one in Chicago, New York, and L.A., and, of course, The Who going to be in the Chicago area. Tinley Park at Hollywood Casino Amphitheater, May 21st. What a great show that's going to be. And be on the lookout for that psychedelic magic bus. Huh? Maybe it'll come to the Northern Burbs, Crystal Lake and Huntley. We'll see. Won't get fooled again. The Who on the Fox. Rock Chicagoland, 103.9 The Fox. Fat Bottom Girls. That is Queen, who's going to be featured tomorrow night on Live in Concert right here on the Fox. Yeah, taking you back to 1982, a show they did in England that featured a lot of their hits. You're going to hear a great set of live music from Queen. And also on the bill, some live sets from Fleetwood Mac, Elton John, and Heart. So a great night of live music. It's Live in Concert with Queen. Sunday night starting at 9 to 11 right here on the Rock of Chicagoland, 103.9 The Fox. Weather-wise, yeah, kind of a mess heading our way. Some flurries later on could make the roads a little bit slick later on this afternoon. Temps heading up towards about 10. Then tomorrow, it gets a bit dicey as a winter storm watch goes into effect tomorrow night. 6 to 10 inches of snow possibility. And that'll make for very hazardous travel and a commute on Monday morning, so be aware of that. And then Tuesday, the temperatures just hit rock bottom. 21 below is what they're saying, with wind chills of 50 to 60 below zero. Could be record-setting. So plan accordingly. We've got some tricky times ahead of us the next 48, 72 hours in the weather department. All right, that's going to wrap it up for me. Don Nelson in next to guide you through your Saturday afternoon with some great rock. We're back in real soon with more next weekend. Keep it right here on the Rock of Chicagoland, 103.9 The Fox. This is Bob Zak. Bye-bye.
We are the Rock of Chicagoland. 103.9 The Fox.